things up. The Heritage Car class is ready. I think if we are under starters orders, you know what it's like. Well, it's the 1st of March. It's the first event of the year, isn't it, with regards to motorsport. We've got a whole year of motorsport and car events and motorcycling events in front of us here in Dubai. Now, this is the first of our winning cars here this year, the 1952 Chevrolet Bel Air. And what a way to start off with the awards. This is owned by Rafiq Mahmoud, who deserves a very good round of applause, doesn't he? Look at this. This is the two-door version, the Bel Air, different from the Star line and the Fleet line, and a tremendous job that Mr. Mahmoud has done with this car, and quite rightly coming up, the judges think, as the best in class, the best in show, the Heritage car. This car new was, can you believe it, just over $17,000. Well, it really does look $1 million here this afternoon. And a very proud winner as well. Great to see the smiles on the faces. And as the engine ticks away in the background, well, you can just imagine wafting along on the seafront down Sunset Boulevard, maybe West Coast, maybe you're East Coast in New York, maybe you're in Motor City in Detroit with the Chevrolet. What a car, what a way to start things off. Okay, that's the winner of our Best of Show Heritage car. Well done to Rafiq Mahmoud. Next up, we have got the Best of Show for the AMAR Award. This is the 1970 Morris Minor van, owned and driven by John Campbell. This is an original post office van from the UK, still with its Automobile Association badge on the front of it. And this was one of the later models of the Morris Minor van from 1971. The production was initially started in 1948. And these cars were obviously made in the UK, in Australia and New Zealand, and I only discovered this a couple of days ago, in Denmark as well. So they really were a very international car. The design of which came from Sir Alec Isigonis, the man who pioneered the Mini, one of the cars that really did take motoring to the masses. This post office van, initially together with the pickup van, used to have rubber front wings because of the situations in which they worked in, together with some stiffer rear springs. This is a tremendous example. I remember going to school in one of these Morris Minors. My grandmother used to drive me there occasionally during the early July time. So well done to John Campbell. A tremendous, still got the Morris Minor Owners Club badge on the front as well. Looks like an original windscreen. Tremendous job. Well done. Post Office Telephones, London Central Department. So that was our second award. Our third award, we're going to be moving straight on to the Best of Show Custom Truck. And what a truck this is. If we'd like to look to your left-hand side and see this General Motors 4x4, driven and owned by Mitchell Pereira. And this is an example that you absolutely can see your face in. Absolutely tip-top. Now this is a tremendous example. It's got the custom wheels, but the paintwork is second to none. Totally second to none. And as a truck, you can imagine, again, being in America, but now wherever you are in the world, because here we are in Dubai, a very global, international city, global destination for the world to be in, and a great smile and a well-deserved award for the Best of Show Custom Truck for Mitchell Pereira. That's a long way up, isn't it, as he gets back in the cab and on his way. It's a great smile. It's great to see the winners seeing their work coming to fruition. Next up, the best of show, a modern classic, and this is the 1971 Corvette Stingray, one of the most iconic cars from the 1970s. Rainer Dillis at the wheel, just about to receive his award. 454 cubic inch engine underneath the hood. This is the third generation of Corvette Stingray. A Stingray that was initially built in St. Louis in Missouri. It had the bigger wings on it to try and prevent the stone chips going down the body, but there's no stone chips in this one. This was a car that really did revolutionise road car, muscle cars. It was a quarter-mile car that could do over 100 miles an hour in a quarter-mile drag race from a standing start. This is a lovely example, and he's quite rightly taken the spoils of victory for the modern classic here in 2014. Next up, the best of show, is the best in show. Now this is the special award, the second. Are we going to have the People's Awards, or are we going to have the... it's going to be the pacing wagon, in fact, that's going to arrive. Now this is the awards for the best pre-war car, the best pre-1939 car. This is, ladies and gentlemen, a piece of history, because this is the very first motor car that was ever built. It was built and designed and run in 1886 by Carl Benz in Mannheim, Germany, and the winner in this pre-1939 class is Dr. Mohammed bin Sulayem, who receives his award for such an historic car. 1 horsepower, 2-stroke single-cylinder engine, and it's been cared for here this weekend by Peter Legger from Impetus Projects. Peter, who was previously technical director for Mercedes-Benz Classic. Only 25 of these cars were ever built, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, Mrs. Carl Benz, Bertha Benz, drove some 60 miles in 1886 in one of these cars. Can you imagine what a step change that was? Now next up is the award that has been voted for by the people, by the fans, by the visitors to this Emirates Classic Car Festival. This is second in class. It's the second place People's Award, and it's going to the Maybach. The Maybach that was a pre-1939 manufacturer. Initially, the Maybach brand was part of the Zeppelin company. Zeppelins who were initially making those huge balloons in the 1930s. As we see the Maybach come forward, Maybach, a brand that was then reintroduced over the last 10 years, made some exceptional cars, similar to the car that we have here in front of us, with the double M logo on top of the radiator. So just to repeat, this is second place in the People's Award. Talal El Rajab, who has brought this Maybach here to downtown Dubai in front of the Burj Khalifa here this weekend. So a People's Award voted for by in many of the voting stations up and down the boulevard by the fans. We had over 2,500 votes, and it was a very close finish. We'll reveal who has won first place in the People's Award in a few minutes' time here on the red carpet underneath the shadow of the world's tallest building. So well done, Tanel. What a super example. The woodwork on top of the doors, they shut perfectly with the right click, not a clunk. And as the gear is engaged, he is underway. Imagine rolling through the hills in Bavaria or up to the north near Hanover in such a vehicle. Now next up we're going to have the best classic motorcycle. This is a motorcycle that needs no introduction from myself. One of the most popular motorcycles that did ever grace the planet. This is the Piaggio Vespa, ladies and gentlemen. Iconic motorcycle. Owned by His Highness Sheikh Hassan bin Maktoum Al Maktoum. And a motorcycle that in its year of debut in 1947 sold just 2,500 models, and 3 years later it sold 60,000 models. It is one of those vehicles, whether two or four wheel, that is just worldwide cool. A friend of mine once went from the Austrian Tyrol to Silverstone on the back of one of these Vespas. Vespa's in Italian meaning wasp, because it sounded just as such. Now, keeping the Italian theme, this is the award-winning Special Coachworks class car. This is a beautiful car. This is the Fiat Abarth 750 GT, and it's won the Special Coachworks class because of its Zagato bodywork. Owned by Imtiaz Sheikh. This is an aluminium-bodied car weighing just over 500 kilos, but with a 750cc engine that was put in the back of the car by the Austrian Carlo Abarth, who sort of renamed himself Carlo Abarth when he was working in Italy rather than Carl Abarth. He put his scorpion red and yellow badge on the cover, on the front of the car, and one of the cars that really does give you some sort of magnificent driving experience. It's got the double bubble roof line, you may notice, something that gives the taller drivers a little bit more headroom. Thank you very much. Next, Abarth 750 GT. We're getting through them, and it's all exciting stuff as we come towards that final award in a few cars' time, which will be the best of show. But this is the next class winner, best of show, the Encouragement Classic Car Awards. This is the 1917 Saxon, owned by Dr. Alam Zahawi, a university professor here in Dubai. The Encouragement Classic Car Awards, a real passion for cars. There's Dr. Zahawi. Wonderful chrome grille. Very short production run for this car, but most importantly for the Emirates Classic Car Festival here in 2014, it's the first year that such an award has been given out, and we certainly hope that we will see many competitors coming back to challenge to see if they can take their award home next year, and indeed in the years ahead. Still got the original California horseless carriage plate on the front of it. Wooden wheels, and as she takes her award away, a speedy vehicle in such a day. Now then, this is another car that's synonymous with America, particularly California, but it was a car made in Germany. The Volkswagen Camper has taken the Best of Show Classic Truck Award, and I've seen many examples of such vehicles over the years, but this really is a class winner. Max Borling taking the award. He's got a great big smile on his face, hasn't he? And why not indeed, as it burbles away with its flat engine in the rear of the camper van. Many a holiday, much fun had with these vehicles around the world. You can just see it going down Highway 1, down Big Sur, south of Monterey, on your way to from San Francisco all the way. You could go to Mexico, couldn't you? All the way in such a Volkswagen camper van, calling in at Los Angeles en route, stopping at Venice Beach and having fun. A step back in time as Max steps back in his VW camper. You've done very well there, sir. Congratulations. And next up with the Dubai Award, we have got our next Best of Show class winner. This is the Volkswagen Beetle. We're keeping two German cars together here. And Phil McGovern just making his way down the red carpet. A little bit of a push from our Emirates Classic Car Festival team. The AMAR guys have been helping out non-stop here this week, and as he rolls onto the carpet, this is a very, very special Volkswagen Beetle. Philip McGovern with Mr. Khalifa Al Shamsi has brought this car here today, and this is a very low slung car with the Fuchs wheels and the enclosed rear wheels for the aids of the aerodynamics. Salah. And a car, just as we saw. Yeah, give him a round of applause. You know, the Volkswagen Beetle, the people's car that came into production in the 40s, and was only, the production only stopped in Brazil only a few years ago. So Phil McGovern takes the award away. And as we roll him just off the red carpet, it's got the yellow spotlights at the front to pick out those items in the middle of the night on the road. I love the towels on the back of the car. Don't even put the fingerprints on it. Now then, next up we have our next Best of Show award. This is the UAE award. And ladies and gentlemen, just look at this Buick Riviera from 1972. 42 years ago did this car leave the production line. Tariq Al Gimzi is receiving the trophy from Dr. Mohammed bin Salem. And a beautiful car. This was a winner. Tariq Al Gimzi was a winner last year with the Mercedes-Benz, and he's very kindly bought 10 cars that have been on show opposite the Manzil Hotel here on the boulevard in downtown Dubai.
ممكن ترجعوا شوي بس أنا مصور.
So as the Buick will waft away down, or burbles, it burbles, doesn't it, with such an engine note, and it creeps away with barely a rev more. 73, I apologise, 1973, so a beautiful car. Now next up, here we have another car that revolutionised the world. This is the Pro car, the Best of Show, the little Fiat 500, made in Italy, Fabbricato Italiano Automobili Torino. That's what Fiat stands for. Fabbricato Italiano Automobili Torino, made up of Fiat. And these cars were made in Turin, Edesio in the north, and then on the island of Sicily. There were nearly 4 million of these cars made, and this is an exceptional example. That's late 60s, early 70s car. It had the nudge bar, and not the suicide door, such as the very early models had, but with the conventional front hinge doors that this model has. They were Fiat 500 because they had a 500cc engine. Great little car. I've got one myself. Now then, Best of Show for the British car. And for somebody who lives not far from Browns Lane in Coventry, it gives me great pleasure to see this Jaguar E-Type Series 1.5 just coming down the red carpet, a 4.2 litre example. And this is Dr. Ramez La'Asri coming to collect his awards, and this is just lovely. I was only talking with Norman Dewis last weekend, who was the original test driver for Jaguar during the era that the E-Type came to production. Convertible example that we've got here, a wonderful, wonderful car. Best of Show, the British class, going to La'Asri. A car that in competition form raced all over the world, including at Sebring, including at Le Mans, and many of the circuits in the UK where it had exceptional success, and still does, in historic retro races such as we have in Germany, in England at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, in Spain and in America. So we've had our best of show British car. What about our best of show American car? This is the Cadillac Eldorado, brought onto the red carpet here by Karim Turkman. Well done, Karim. Another fantastic example. It just cannot be anything else but an American car, and he's taken the American Car Award here this weekend at the 2014 Emirates Classic Car Festival here in downtown Dubai, as he receives his award from Dr. Mohammed bin Sulayem. This was a car that received its very Spanish sounding name because there was a vote put to the staff of General Motors, and they voted for the Eldorado name. Eldorado meaning City of Gold. It was a real top-end specification car in its day, and even they mixed up some names with Eldorado Biarritz being a very high specification of trim that the General Motors company decided to integrate into the car. As Karim receives the awards and receives the attention of such a vehicle, quite right too, under the fantastic afternoon sunshine here in downtown Dubai. So we've had British, we've had American. What about the best of show for the European class? This is the Mercedes-Benz 220S convertible, ladies and gentlemen, brought onto the red carpet by Imtiaz Sheikh. This is splendid. I've never seen one of these cars until I came here a couple of days ago, and this really has justifiably taken the class victory. A car built between 1956 and 1959, and with the inline 6-cylinder underneath the bonnet, the white wall tyres, the three-pointed star, the woodwork, the leather, the semi-tinted screen. You could be in the south of France going from Saint-Tropez over to the east, through Cannes, to Monte Carlo, through Casino Square, and then on to Genoa by the time you got into Italy. Maybe pop up to St. Moritz a couple of days later and enjoy the clean air up in Switzerland. Well done. Best of show, the European car, the Mercedes 220S convertible. Congratulations. Now then, we are all looking forward to seeing what the best of show car will be for the 2014 Emirates Classic Car Festival here in downtown Dubai. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the best of show. It's the 1970 Mercedes-Benz 280 SE, and it has been tremendously restored by Rabbit. Give it up and a round of applause here today as we celebrate the best of show for 2014. Runway only, based in Dubai, bought this car here. It's been fantastically prepared by Frederick Fide, and with the help of Brabus in Germany, a tremendous job that they've done on the car. We're showered in the glitter, and it's the car that needs to take the glitter, because the award and the focus on the 2014 Emirates Classic Car Festival has really come down to this car. 330 cars, but it comes down to this actual Mercedes-Benz, the 280 SE. As Dr. Mohammed bin Sulayem says, very nice. He touches the throttle and it whirs away. Not a tappet to be heard. Absolutely perfect level of steering, the weight of steering. The judges will have gone through the weight of the steering, the paintwork. Has it got the right chrome, just the right chrome, the correct tyres, the correct panel fit, the right glass, is the leather absolutely correct? It's all about getting things absolutely right here in downtown Dubai. So then, if I would Dr. bin Sulayem, this is the 6th Emirates Classic Car Festival that we've had here in downtown Dubai. It gets better and better every year, and another stunning best of show. It's spellbinding.
First of all, yes, it's the same. Looking back at there was enthusiast encouraging them to come to the show. Now we have the quantity and then we're working also the quality that we see here. Encouraging the people. Now there is rules, there is inspection, there is the number plates, there is to encourage them to buy. The question was, if I buy this car, will they be registered in the UAE? So now that's done. So the future for it, I would like also to see an auction here in the UAE, but properly studied. People, it's not just a tool or an entertainment, I would say. It is also more than that. It's as a business. If you look at the last 3 years, you will notice that there is at least 30% in the market for the classic cars. That's where everybody's saying it is going, business is going down, the economic, so it's much better than before. So it is business, and I would like to see also a proper restoration in the UAE. And we will have to support the people in doing the restoration here. That can make it also as a market. And also the government is understandable. Now they are registering the right-hand drivers, which was at the beginning it's not allowed. And I think once in a few years you can do your internal regulation and improve it. But at least the momentum is strong. Looking at this car, it's a beautiful car. It's detail. I would like to thank Wael for his support here. I would like to thank also A'mar with the team that they supported and the entry that we had. So thank you for making it happen, and also we'll see you next season.
You must be very proud to be associated alongside the names of Goodwood Revival, Festival of Speed and Pebble Beach, now Dubai. It really is taking off.
Actually, a few years ago, before I started, I always was interested in supercars because of my background. And but then I said, why don't we buy this? And I said, these are dinosaurs. I saw the movie, the Jurassic Park, but then I bought the car that I used to drive in the States when I was studying, and that was the key, and then I was out of control, and then I just bought that one. But then with time you become to filter your own cars. What you like, used to like 5 years ago is different what you like now. So that would I have to get rid of some and bring something else. No, but really to be also on the to see the other options or the other shows that to come back here to UAE, it's great.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much for your assistance here. This is, as the best of show Mercedes burbles off the red carpets, a late arrival, but it is the People's Choice, the best of show car award going to Hassan Mohammed with the 1950s Cadillac DeVille. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. What an award that has been chosen by the fans, the closed rear wheels, and what a car that you could go cruising up and down the boulevard here in downtown Dubai, or whether or not you wish to go anywhere in the world. Something that you could travel from Seattle on the west coast, the northern of the west coast in America, all the way down to Mexico, and maybe even through Central America. Such a car, a tremendous car, that has won the People's Award here at the 2014 Emirates Classic Car Festival. Ladies and and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to be part of this 2014 Emirates Classic Car Festival, but I would like specifically to pick out Ahmed Al-Falazi, who has worked so hard together with Philippe Zuber from Aymar for their work, for their vision to have such an event here that only 7 or 8 years ago had some 40-50 cars, and here we are with now over 330 cars. 230 SL, the Pagoda as it's more commonly known as, debuted at the Geneva Motor Show back in 1963. The Geneva Motor Show will be taking place next week. There'll be some revolutionary cars again on show in Switzerland next week. This car was, and its chief engineer was Rudolf Uhlenhaus, a man who revolutionized Mercedes-Benz with his design, his vision and his driving skill, whether it be for cars on the road or on the racetrack. This is the Pagoda example of the Mercedes 230 SL. The hard top got the